I'm sorry about that, shocking as it, may seem. They just, not may seem, but they constantly having babies. What I mean by shocking is that, oh my gosh, it was like yesterday you was a little girl, baby girl, now you have a baby. So yeah, it's really nice to see, them grow up and having kids of their own. It's just only setback is that you're like, oh my lord, I'm getting old. Oh my goodness, I looked at some pictures the other day. My nieces was like sitting on my lap, and now I just went to the hospital like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. They just had a baby. It's crazy, and they're not having them at very young ages. They done graduated high school, and some are in college, some are finished college or whatever, and they are having babies, and it's pretty cool to see the family grow. I wish my mom was around to still see her family grow, but she had quite a few around her before she even passed. A lot of grandkids, great grandkids, great great grandkids, and everybody knew her. And that's what I want to always keep going in my family, where we just all know each other. That's really important. It's, some people not as fortunate as others when it comes to family members. But if you got a decent family or halfway decent family, you need to fight to keep that family, because family is all you really have. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are friends that will stick by you through it all. I mean, you got some friends that will stick by you better than family members, and when you even know that, acknowledge it. Just, be with it. Hang in there with them, because they're stronger than some of the family members. Some family members will put you down and friends won't. Or you might have all that around you, and that's where you got to internalize and bring yourself up. And I know that's a battle within itself, but because people that love you, supposedly love you, you definitely don't want them putting you down. But sometimes they feel like if you just wasting your time, they feel the need to express that. But that's not always the case. But like I said, family is always going to be family. What I've learned about family, my family anyway, is that we all have our different personalities. And I kind of get to know the personalities. And it's one of the ones where I know I'm only going to see during occasions. That's the way it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pull that person out of that shell to hang out with me knowing that's not their MO, or we don't hang like that. I just get to know everybody. I try to. I mean, I'm not always successful at it, but the ones that I have, I pretty much know. I already know what they're going to say before I even, say hello on the phone. Where you been? I've been trying to call you. They be lying. Straight up lie. You be like, my phone number has not changed. You have not tried to call me. And then they try to, reverse it. Be like, if I called you, why didn't you call me? Let's not go ahead, because that's not even necessary. Hello, how are you doing today? That's how we are. But like I said, I miss my family. Today is a holiday. And normally around these kind of holidays, we are really hanging out. We like cooking out, having a good time, laughing, just having a good time. And a lot of that has ceased since my mother passed away, and I often wonder why. I mean, mama instilled that in all of us, but I think we looking for that one person in the family that we all can gravitate to like we did mama, but it's just not like that. She was the rock. That rock is no longer there. So now we just have to figure out a way to get together without it just being the one person everybody just trying to gravitate to. We need to gravitate to each other when it's time to do it. And that's what I've noticed since the change of my mother passing away. But that's okay. We can still get together when it's absolutely necessary. I think if we fight a little more, we would. And then, like I said, I'm guilty of it myself, especially when it comes to, just being home. Because like I said, I commute. When on weekends, I'm like, I'm tired. I do not want to come down there on the weekends. It's got to be a really big holiday for me to come down, like Christmas or Thanksgiving. No New Year's, no Memorial Day, no Labor Day. Sometimes the 4th of July. It depends. It just depends, Me and my husband have become complacent up here. This is what we do. It's our home. We're tired. We don't want to. He don't commute anymore, but still, you don't want to have to come to another state all the time. And then, like I said, when I gave functions, getting my family here was like pulling teeth, because they felt like I lived so far away, and I really, really didn't. It was like an hour drive at the most for some, at the most. maybe an hour, 15 minutes if traffic was bad. You know, it depends. And it's a holiday, so traffic wasn't going to be bad. Yeah, but you know, like I said, I miss that part of my family, but I've always had a spot that was like right up there with everything with me ever since I was a little girl, family, because that was always in me. That's all I remember growing up. Not just my mother being around all the time, you know, and being a mother, but I also remember my siblings coming around, my nieces and nephews, because I told you I was born an aunt. So some of them grew up with me like brothers and sisters. So this is all I knew. I knew nothing else. You know, I had friends and I still have friends, but family is the most important thing to me. And I think knowing that that keeps you together, because I notice when I'm up here and I get too much into this world up here, whatever that is, I realize I start to get sick. I can't put my finger on it, so I'm sitting there, I'm narrowing down everything. I'm trying to figure it all out. Why am I sick? Why I could eat right, I could exercise, I was still tired. I was always just feeling really bad. And the moment that I go down there and spend some time with my family, unbeknowing that that's the connection, and I come back home and I feel better. I'm well rested. It's like a part of me missed that so much, and my body is even saying it. Like, you really need to get around your family, because you have no family in this state. You just up here living here and just existing. That's what it feels like. I'm just existing here, and all my friends and my family is in another state. But I did decide to move up here. That was my thing. You know, I really just wanted to get away from all the chaos that was always going on. You know, with my children. You know, constantly praying. You're like, what's going on? There's always something going on, it seemed like. And I'm like, I got to get away from all this. And that's how I am. I don't run away from my problems, but I have to step away from the issues, because I can't function in all the chaos. My mind will start to shut down. And things ain't going right. It affects me emotionally, physically, and psychologically. It really does mess with me a lot. So I have to step away. So I decided to move in another state. I just didn't decide to go real far away. I have a niece that moved to Florida. I actually think it was the best move she ever had made. And she also said that she did it to save her children's life, and I totally get it. She actually would commute from Florida to Maryland to get her kids. They were like not grown yet, but they were in that stage where they was thinking they could stay in Maryland, you know, without their mother consent. No, she was like, no, I'm coming to get you. When I find you, I'm going to get you. And she got them, took them to Florida, and they've been there ever since. And actually, they made a life for themselves there. I mean, everybody have issues or whatever, but it was a much better life. And she loves Florida. And we actually love going down there, because it gives us a place to go at a distance where we can actually go on vacation and enjoy being around family members also in that state. So that was a really nice move. And she moved very far. So naturally, you're not going to see her nowhere near often as you would see me. You know, nowhere. You could see me every day if I wanted to, but there's no way you could do that with her because of where she lives. And, you know, she was one of my motivations. I said, she did it. You know, we all can do it. Because, you know, as you get older, you start to say, you know, maybe I should move and get out of state. But you really don't think about the consequences of leaving all you knew. That's your family. Everybody's there. Everybody's around. And she said that. She said that was her hardest pull. Even though she had her immediate family, her children, her hardest part was leaving her family. You know, her mother, her grandmother, who she loved, which was my mother, and just all of them. I mean, her aunts, me, her, and another niece of mine grew up like sisters. I was the youngest of my sisters. I'm the youngest of 8. So my sisters are like 8. One is 18 and one maybe 19 or 20 years older than me. So they were grown and already had kids when I was born. So they had kids, those girls. One sister had the one girl, the only child, and the other sister had the one only girl. So us 3 grew up in the same age range like sisters. And that's how we are. And they were like my family. So when she moved, that was another pull away. You know, it was like a sister gone, you know. But I was like, I'm going to go visit her, you know. And I've been down there a few times and enjoy. Oh, my gosh, I love the water. Can't swim a lick, but I love the water. And I went down there, and She was on Beachside, Daytona. Loved it. Enjoyed every bit of it. Every bit of it. So we absolutely enjoyed it, and we look forward to going down there again. I know she moved in back down to another part of Florida. I'm not sure, but I'm sure she's probably close to the beach side because she loved the beach too. So I love it. When we go down there, I would love to take my grandkids down there. We would just have a good time. If I can get my butt on that plane. But because it's much better than probably driving, I'm sure. I like the road trips, and that's another thing that we did as a family. We took a lot of road trips. Get together. I mean, it would be cars, like loads of cars of different family members, different parts of the family, just trailing behind each other, going to destinations. Some showed up a little later at the destination, but when we left, it was like a trail of us leaving up out of there. We like took up the whole resort, and we just had good times. We would, if it was an amusement park, if it was a regular park, if it was just, where you just cook out, where you just hung out in the campsite, whatever. We did all those things, and that kind of stuff is like wonderful memories for me. And I always instill that in my children, and I see that they do that even with their own kids. They take them places, maybe not as places that we go, because right now we're not doing it. So if we were still doing it, they would bring their families so their kids can be a part of it, which is something we probably need to initiate, like a timeshare or whatever. Not even necessarily timeshare, just go and do some family oriented things together. And I miss that, and I realize that's the part of me that has been tense inside as well with my body. When I told you I feel sick and everything, and then I get around my family and I come back and everything, I feel better about myself. So I'm like, wow, okay, that's probably what it was. I didn't realize that I was missing my family. I have done this a few times, going down there doing a function like even Christmas or Thanksgiving, and I'm like, then I get in this mode like, oh, I'm gonna start coming down here, I'm gonna start hanging out a little more. I don't do it because you get tired. By the time I get off, I'm just going right back up to where I live, and then I'm just lethargic and really tired, and it's not cool. So I want to just point that out, how important family is, and try to find out, where the flaws is in your own life with your family. It may not just be them, it could be you. You know what I'm saying? I try to evaluate it all. I know I stepped away from the circumstances, so I know part of that, a big part of that is me, because I never had no problems with no family members. I just stepped away. Got away from all the chaotic stuff that was going on in Maryland. And, I like where I live, true, but I miss my family as well. So it's so important. Family means everything. So you should always be a part of it. And just enjoy life and enjoy family, and always thank God for that, because everybody don't have that luxury. I know I was blessed. So I hope you be blessed as well. Have a good day.